Hi guys, welcome to Cloud Tech. So in today's video, we are going to discuss Capgemini Java interview questions. So these questions were asked to Java developers. So these are very important concepts that you need to understand before any interview. So let's get to our first question, which is what will be printed from following program? So there is a class known as vehicle and there are two methods. Both of them are accelerate. So these are overloaded methods, one accepting string data type and one accepting object data type. So now I create an object of class vehicle will be equal to new vehicle, and then I call accelerate method with null. So in this case, which method will be called and what will be printed onto the screen? So let's see the option. There are four options. Accelerate from string will be printed, accelerate from object will be printed. This program compiles fine but fails at runtime, or this program fails to compile. So let's try to understand the concept behind this program. So the concept is whenever there are overloaded method, the method with the most specific data type will be called. So let's try to understand this. There is an object class and there is a string class. So string extends from object class. So here the most specific class is string. So this method will be called and accelerate from string will be printed onto the console. So this answer A is correct. Accelerate from string will be printed. Let's move on to the next question. Can you guess the output of the following program? So there is a try block. Then we have two catch blocks. One catch block catching the exception class. The other catch block catching file not found exception. So you need to tell if this program will compile correctly or won't compile. So the first option is this program will result in compiler error. The second option is it compiles correctly. So the answer to this question is this program will fail to compile because here we are handling the broader exception before the specific exception. So in Java, you are not allowed to handle broader exception before the specific exception. So what you have to do, you have to change the ordering of this catch block. You have to take this catch block below file not found exception catch block. So if you change the ordering, this program will compile correctly. So that is about second question. Let's move on to the third question. The third question is what is constructor chaining and what will be the output of below program? So here the program is there's a vehicle class with vehicle constructor and this prints vehicles constructor onto the console. There's a car class which extends from the vehicle class and it prints cars constructor. Now you create an object of car class. So what you do car C equal to new car and you do C.drive. Now you need to identify what output will be printed onto the console. So there are two options. One is option number A, option number B. First vehicles constructor will be printed and then cars constructor will be printed, or first car constructor will be printed and then vehicles constructor will be printed. So let's look at the question once again to understand the concept. Whenever you create an object of car class, what happens? It calls cars constructor and then by default on the first line, there is a call to the superclass. So what is the superclass of car? Superclass of car is vehicle. Then it calls the default constructor of the superclass. Now it tries to complete the logic of the superclass constructor, which is this one, printing vehicles constructor. Then it comes back and completes the logic of this class. Then it prints cars constructor. So what will happen? It will print vehicles constructor first, and then it will print cars constructor. So this is known as constructor chaining, where the chaining happens from car class to the super class. The logic completes, and then it comes back and completes the logic of car class. So that is about constructor chaining. Let's move on to the next question. In case of below dynamic binding, what output will be printed? So let's see what classes are there. There is a class animal. It has a method make noise and it prints animal making noise. So there is an animal class and printing animal making noise. Then there is a cat class which extends from animal class and there's a make noise method. So here we are printing cat is making noise. Now in our main method, what I do, I create reference of animal. So I do animal A, but I create object of cat. Here you can see we created reference of animal, but we created object of cat. And then we call a.make noise. Now the question is, which make noise method will be called? Will it be of animal class or will it be of cat class? So the answer to this question is, this is a question of dynamic binding. So in Java world, the object that you create, the method of that class will be called. So here, the object is of cat class. So what we are doing, we are creating object of cat class, and hence the make noise method of cat class will be called and will print cat making noise. So although there is a method in animal class, but that won't be called because the object that we created is of cat class. So this concept is very important and it is known as dynamic binding. So the correct answer is cat making noise, which is option number B. Let's move on to our fifth question. What will be printed in case of following Java 8 program? So there is a stream program, there's a main method, and then we created a stream with three values: apple, banana, and mango. Now, what we do stream.filter, and we filter all the elements whose length is greater than 5, and then we print those elements using for each. Now you have to tell whether this program will fail to compile or it will print banana. So this is a straightforward question. Here you will find all the elements whose length is greater than 5. So there is only one element whose length is greater than 5, which is banana, and apple and mango are of length 5. So they won't be printed. Only banana will be printed. So option number B is correct. So let's move on to our next question. Is for each terminal operation in Java 8? Yes, for each is terminal operation in Java 8. So there are intermediate operation, there are terminal operation, but for each falls under the category of terminal operation. Let's move to our seventh question, which is more efficient in the following program. So we created a string builder SB, then we appended A, we appended B, and we appended C to the string builder. Then we created a string. Then we concatenated A, we concatenated B, we concatenated C. Which is more efficient in this case? Is it string builder or is it string? So the answer, whenever there is concatenation, always string builder is the best. String builder is the best approach whenever there are multiple concatenation that are going on. You don't need to use string, because if you keep on concatenating to the string will keep on creating new object for every concatenation. So the best approach here is string builder. You need to answer string builder. Let's move to our last question. Can we use Jetty instead of embedded Tomcat in Spring Boot application? So yes, definitely you can use Jetty instead of Spring Boot application, instead of Tomcat in Spring Boot application. But by default, your Spring Boot application uses Tomcat. So if you want to use Jetty, you have to do some configuration. You have to make some changes to the dependency, and then you can definitely use Jetty in your Spring Boot application. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.